The Ref Room, hockey talk for referees, coaches, players, and fans.
Broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
With your hosts, Scott Smokin, Silz, and Brad Baumruck.
Live.
The Ref Room starts right now.
And now your host.
All right, welcome to the Ref Room, everybody. I am Scott Smokin Silz, joined by my good friend, Mr. Brad Baumruck, our referee-in-chief here in the Chicagoland area. It's been a couple weeks, been a nice little break, kind of enjoying the summer and the holidays and all that good stuff, and it's good to be back. How are you doing?
I'm good. And who you kidding? I've been enjoying playoffs. There you go. That's what I've been doing. I watched that game on Saturday, and wow, I was impressed. But sorry to jump right in there, but going good.
I had to work, man. I wanted to see that game. I can't believe there's somebody that could actually score 5 goals against the Florida Panthers. I mean, Bobrovsky has been so good. Bob has played just like the best hockey, and you know, he just had a good game the other night. Not the greatest game ever, and I think that's what the Florida standard is now. You got to stand on your head all night long to win games. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that Vegas's goalie made an absolute crazy save.
Yeah, I heard he played very well. I mean, he had a good game, and that's all. That's all Vegas expects. Just do your job back there. You don't have to stand on your head. Just be solid. Don't give anything bad up. We'll take care of it. And, you know, they did. But, yeah, 10-day layoff is a lot for the Panthers. They were so hot. Like, that 10 days could really be detrimental to them. They kind of need to win tonight, I feel. I don't think they want to go home down 2 games at this point. I think they will have dug themselves into a hole
they need to win
that
one.
point. Yeah, I think they need a split coming out here.
Yeah,
I think we get a split out of here, we're going to see a great series, which it's going to be a great series anyway. But a split tonight is huge, and I don't see it any other way. I think it's a problem if they leave Vegas and go back to Florida down 2 games.
I think so too, and I'm with you 100%. And normally I'm not one of those people. They're like, oh, they'll be able to come back. I just foresee they definitely don't want to leave there without picking up at least 1 win.
For sure. Well, I want to welcome everybody in. If you're tuning in, which we have some comments coming in already, thank you for that. Say hello. I mean, if you're a first time viewer, love to hear from you. And you know, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask away today. We're going to talk a little bit about the NHL and the playoffs and kind of what's going on. A few updates with regard to USA Hockey registration. And we were going to talk about game sheets. I don't know if we'll get to that because we'll probably stay on for about 45 minutes today, I'm guessing, and just kind of play it by ear. But, you know, we're kind of open. So if you guys want to talk about something today, you can throw it up in the comments. I'll start with one, man. I went and bought a new hockey stick. You know, I went back to playing men's league after taking 8 years off of playing competitive hockey. You want to talk about shock? I guess you'd call it sticker shock. I went into the big hockey store. Number one, I couldn't get my pattern. Big hockey stores got lots of sticks, but they don't have a single heel curve in the whole place, which just blows my mind. You know, they're still selling Patrick Kane curves, apparently.
Well, that's who was popular here.
I'm still at a loss for how much a hockey stick costs. Okay? Not in the real world anymore, apparently, because, you know, I didn't buy the most expensive stick in the store. I got what, like, average stick I could get there that it wasn't a sales stick. The sales stick would have saved me a couple dollars. But that stick cost me $250 plus tax. That's $275 for a hockey stick. Am I insane? Is everybody insane that carries 2 or 3 sticks to a game?
I have 2 kids. Think about it that way.
I feel your pain. I know the parents ooh and ah when somebody breaks a stick at a game because they're like, oh, that just cost you a few $100. But yeah, I haven't experienced that personal pain in a long time. And I'm thinking, you know, I got 30 days to whack somebody with this stick pretty hard because it's under warranty, apparently. But, you know.
Yeah, I didn't ask you what kind of stick did you get?
I got one from a major manufacturer, okay?
You're not going to say not going to say it, huh? That's
No.
okay. I got
It's
it.
it's a major manufacturer.
He won't. You know what's amusing? You won't say that, but yet you're wearing ping on your hat right now.
All right, I bought a CCM stick.
There you go.
I bought a CCM stick. Yeah. But what I'm shocked, honestly, that you can't get a heel curve. Like, I've been playing with the heel curve all my life. I like the heel curve. How do you not have a heel curve in stock at that price point? Seriously? I mean, it's scary. So I went down to flex. Used to always buy like 85, 90, even hundreds back in the day. So I bought a 75 flex this time. You know, I'm thinking, well, you know, we'll try it. Like times have changed apparently. I'll be down to that children's stick with the 65 flex, which some of the NHL players play with pretty soon at the rate things have changed.
Yeah, that's so that you can get that quick snapper, man. It's just
right.
It's gone.
Yeah,
I get
absolutely.
it. I know why they're doing it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's take a look at a few of the comments. Well, we'll start with the first one, but I can't really put that one on the air because that's got something on it. It shouldn't. House party Sizzler put on last week. Yes, thank you so much, Michael Babcock. Speaking of Michael Babcock, rumor has it that you'll be going to the Columbus Blue Jackets shortly, which was a very, very highly sought-after position when they thought they might get Connor Bedard. Again, now it's not such a highly sought-after position because they won't be getting Connor Bedard. Hopefully the Hawks won't screw this up and they will have Bedard, which I think that's
hope so.
three or 4 weeks away. They don't screw that up somehow or trade the pick. Other big news, like finally Toronto has come to their senses after hiring a new general manager, and now it's a priority to keep what's his face, Austin Matthews. Okay, they're willing to pay, but they're going to pay some big bucks for him. He's going to get over $10 million a year. I don't know, what is the max you can pay, because he's going to get the max.
Whatever I think your salary cap can handle.
Yeah, so he's in for a big contract, and Nylander's going to get paid too. Now they kind of want to keep him. Before, he was the odd man out. Like, it was one of those two that was going for sure. But, I got an interesting thank you, first of all, to Pops for sending this over. Joe Prescott sent me an article and a video today with regard to the Montreal Canadiens, because they've made a big move.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah,
I saw that.
they saved, they've secured their two top players for the next 8 years, I believe. So they made a great deal. And they're saving a lot of money by doing this because they're not paying the full boat, it seems like. A lot of people would say it is, but Caulfield has agreed to an 8-year deal worth worth $62.8 million. Not bad. Not bad.
Anything over 60 is just not worth it. You just
get
that part back.
I know. But anyway, so he gets over. Well, the agent will take his cut, so it'll be like closer to 50 when it finishes. But you got to pay that 10 or 15%, whatever your agent's commission is. But big money for him, and then they got Suzuki signed, so this is good. I mean, they're very excited because they still will have some money left over to buy some players to play with these guys. And that's something that, the Hawks got themselves into trouble with a few of the contracts that they did after their first, after the Stanley Cup, when we had Seabrook and Keith and we had Taves and Kane. And speaking of Kane, Kane's out for... no, go ahead.
Who was the offenseman that they kept? He's not playing anymore. They traded him over to Carolina.
The Hawks, or who are you talking about?
The Hawks. When they won the Stanley Cup, they had to re-sign him. Anybody would have paid it for him, but I can't think of his name.
Oh shoot! Now I had it on the tip of my tongue because I actually have a pair of his gloves from Carolina. I have his Carolina gloves.
I can picture him, but
I can't think of it, and I know who you're talking about too. And he actually played pretty well, because my personal opinion on this, and if anybody from the Hawks organization is watching, a lot of people are talking about, we could bring Patrick Kane back now. Let's move forward, folks. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
The Hawks have not been successful with anyone that they have brought back. Maybe the dude from Carolina was okay during that playoff run, but it's been a disaster, okay? Move forward. Get somebody else. Just move on. It's time. Don't go backwards. That's all I'm saying. That's my best advice I can give the Blackhawks. I don't care who you let go. Say goodbye to them and move on. You let them go. They come back. They're going to be all excited and, comfy. No, just move forward. It's time. There's plenty of players out there that you can get instead of the one person that you're thinking you might want to get. But that was my segue to Patrick Kane, is he's out for 4 to 6 months now, I guess, with the hip situation. So that was kind of interesting, too.
Yeah. Yep, I saw that the other day. I was like, whoa, okay. So I wonder if he was just keeping that, or wonder if the Hawks knew that. That was a good time to get rid of him if nobody else knew it.
Well, I think if the Hawks did know that, there would be a problem, because if you have something that somebody knew about that was not disclosed in those deals, I'm sure they have some sort of disclosure. Like you buy a house, you can't tell them, oh, it's never leaked. Oh, we've never seen a drop of water in the basement. And the next thing you know, you get a quarter of an inch of rain and you got a foot of water in your basement. So I think it's probably the same situation. I don't think you can get away with that on the NHL contract. You're probably going to have to pay for that. But basically, the Rangers took on a couple feet of water in the basement with Patrick Kane at this point. So I don't know. I just think he's a great player, was a great player here. I'm sorry to see him go, but he's gone, and I think it's time to just move forward and get the guys that they need and build that team. Would have loved to have seen a run at Austin Matthews. If that's still doable, I think that would be phenomenal. You're getting, one of the best players in the league, arguably top 5 player in the NHL right now, if you could get him.
The only problem with him is, he's great the whole regular season, and then he has like this playoff fog to where he like learns how to, not play. It's really weird.
Well, that you bring up an interesting point here, and that's something we should really talk about, because, the NHL is a different ball game in the playoffs. These guys are used to playing regular season. You have to get some experience, because it becomes old school, old time hockey. They check. Guys don't like to get hit. Does that change how you play because you don't want to go get hit? All season long.
Yeah, well.
Oh, you want to go in the corner? Go right ahead. Help yourself. Hey, how's your wife and family? It's great to see you in the corner. And, be careful. I don't want you to bang your arm over there. A lot of games left. And, now it's like you go in the corner. Do you really want to go there? Because I'm taking a piece of you when you get in there. So
yeah,
different players are very valuable this time of year. And, it's a different world. It's like playing high school hockey. It's a little tougher. It's a little tougher.
A lot of bounties.
Exactly.
A lot of bounties being placed. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying it's a little tougher game, and come playoffs. Because I think that the other thing, and I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's been a lot of talk about Paul Maurice coming in and teaching Florida how to play. And they play a very different style of game. And I found this very interesting. They had like a whole show on this the other night. And it's basically that, he has taught them when to play and how to play. It's not all day long, go, 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 go. No. Sometimes you just put the puck down there and you go chase it a little bit and you wait for something to happen. So he's taught them how to play differently for the playoffs. And that's where they fell short in years past. So they had to learn how to play in a playoff game and how to get to that point to be able to be successful. And that's one of the things that he's been able to show them. And obviously it's working very well. I'm sure they'll be back on their game tonight. That 10-day break
I hope so.
is a long time. It's not always fair when you get a 10-day break. That's just my personal opinion. We know that from sitting around, and if you ref every day, it's a lot easier than if you take 2 weeks off and you come back and you ref. It's not the same. You're at that age, they got the legs, they got everything, they're well rested, they're pumped up, but it's not the same. You don't have the puck coming to you all day long every day, and then you get used to it, and it's a rhythm.
Yeah, so, I think you're right. I mean, that can be a killer. We've seen it before.
Yeah.
Or, somebody coasts in there and
Yeah,
they're waiting around, and then the other team comes in and just beats their brains in.
absolutely.
So we'll see how that bounce back tonight.
So we touched on it a few weeks ago, the fact that, Coach Q, the greatest hockey coach out of the NHL, even when he's in the NHL, he's the greatest hockey coach in terms of winning and all that good stuff. But talked that he's supposed to meet with Bettman after the playoff run is completed, and he's eyeballing that job in New York. I thought that was going to Mark Messier, but apparently that's not a done deal, and he is still being considered for that position, which I think they could really use him. I mean, New York, I expected them to go a lot further than one and done. I think a lot of people
the people
did.
of New York were a little disappointed in the
Do you think?
Patrick Kane. The Patrick Kane, there were some other players that they could have maybe have gotten, and I mean, he didn't really do much for him. Let's put it that way.
Well, I agree, and that's very unfortunate. But, he has been the go-to guy for so long, and you're going to a team that's really good. You're not going in there as the go-to guy. Much is expected from you, but you are not playing with the top line. You are not playing with the best players. You are not, being handed that position. That is something that you have to earn, and you have to show that you are better than the guys that are there. You've got to replace them, and they weren't being replaced. They're good players, and it's a tough spot. It's a tough spot. Maybe New York was too big of a challenge for him. I mean, we look at Toronto. Toronto had six major changes at the deadline before the playoffs. Did that hurt them? I think that's a lot of guys to change out. I mean, you're always glad to get some talent, and I think it'll help them for the future. But they were in a run thinking that they could actually go a couple rounds, and I thought they could too. And,
I did too.
They're out of there after one win, one round. And, one round of victories. They got to the second round. I expected more from them. So, I think you have to look at these changes. And New York had supposedly made their deals. They had made their changes. They got the guys that they wanted. And then Patrick was the last second,
extra.
Okay, we'll do it. And I don't think they were really convinced that they needed Patrick Kane at that point in time. So I don't know. How much was the hip?
We'll find
how
out
much
if
was
they
the hip a
re-sign
problem?
him.
We don't know. Was the hip a problem?
Yeah.
Can't say.
I don't think it'd be. I don't think it wouldn't. I don't think that it would be. Sorry, I'm not trying to look distracted over here, but I told you beforehand the dog is on some sort of trip over here to take my leg
right
off.
Here. She doesn't want to jump up, but she's on in the summer. It's every 2 hours we have to go out and feed the squirrel. We have to take the peanuts out with us. We have to go see all our squirrel buddies and give them peanuts. That's what we do all day long here. So every 2 hours, I'm out feeding peanuts on behalf of Frankie. She makes sure I bring a bag of peanuts out for her friends. Unbelievable. Yeah. Go out at night. She's like, oh, yeah, we just need to be out here for 2 minutes. I just need to do what I need to do. But all day long, no. We have to go to the certain streets where they up in the tree that she stands there and she just looks up. She's like, yeah. Such a character, Frankie. All right, let's see what else we got here. There's a few more comments. Hello to Alan from Skokie. I will actually see you tonight. I will be there, Alan. That's right. I am working a men's league game tonight. Michael Babcock says beats were bumping. Oh yeah. Hey, check me out on Twitch, you guys. Got the Twitch channel back up and running again, and going to be doing that a little bit more frequently. Still need to do a little bit of movement around here for some things, but yeah, we're doing Twitch during the summer. Let's see, already landed in Ohio. Oh, Babcock says he already landed in Ohio yesterday.
Yeah.
We're doing talks tonight with the senior execs. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. Don't forget to mention about Pucks for Autism is coming up. Just did.
June.
All right.
June 23rd through the 25th.
All right. And the other one is we've got hearing impaired. We've got games for hearing impaired in Bensonville that we need some volunteers to go out and work. I've done that many times. Love it. Some nice hockey. Everybody's couldn't be nicer. It's a fun environment, and it's for a great cause. So if you have a chance,
and
please.
there's some really, really good players out there that
Yeah.
sometimes you won't expect to meet.
No. Like these guys played like D1 and they played
NHL
like,
or
all over the world.
Yeah.
Not even, like, they played in Canada a couple games. No. These guys are like world travel. You get some really good hockey. Yeah. And I was looking to see what the levels were. There's the girls high school and there's JV and varsity. Guess what that varsity game is, folks? Yeah, it's the big boys. It's not varsity.
It's not high school varsity.
It's varsity D1. Okay.
It's varsity.
Yeah.
Hockey. Let's put it that way. It's real hockey.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Good.
Yeah, it is. It is, and they're all great. Everybody is a pleasure to work with. Thank you for that. NHL max salary, $16 million. Well, I got to think Austin Matthews probably going to get close to that unless he gets a long-term deal. I mean, if he only gets a 3-year deal, he's probably going to get close to that per year. If he gets a 7-year deal, then maybe he will be willing to take less money. But, I see on YouTube, it looks like he's got a pretty good lifestyle up in Toronto from some of the videos I've seen. So, he's going to want to make the big bucks. Oh, I hit the wrong one again here. Let's see. Teravinian.
No, that's not who we were.
Okay.
That's not who we were thinking of.
All right. Let's see. I think the max NHL player salary is over $16 million now. That's a different comment. Okay. McDavid only makes 12.5. Yeah. McDavid will be getting more when his contract expires. Trust me, he will get the max.
I would think
There's no doubt about that. And I would pay him too. And if he'd like to come to Chicago, yeah, I think the Hawks would like to pay him too. Because guess what? I think that would be amazing. Here's another comment. Thanks for all the comments, guys. Appreciate it. And by the way, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, you can do that, and the notification button, or give us a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We got people watching. We should have thumbs up coming in here like crazy, okay? There's a thumbs up. Thanks, Brad. I knew I could count on you, buddy.
You're welcome.
I thought you were trying to show the autofocus on the camera. Does it focus properly? Let's see. Kane I'll bring this one back up. Kane had 6 points in 6 playoff games for Rangers on a busted hip. Tarasenko only had 3 points and paid for Tarasenko, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, well, 6 points is pretty good. Maybe he did better than we thought he did.
I don't know.
I think we still expected a lot more.
I think I expected a lot more.
Yeah, I think everybody expected a lot more. So, and let's see what this. Here's news from Alan. You have Dynamo and Nighthawks. Okay, a couple of my favorites. Cool. All right. Well, we'll see them tonight. So we'll look forward to that. You been skating at all?
I did some high school stuff. I did the JV final over at the Nequa Valley League that they run.
You really put yourself out there as referee in chief.
Hey, I didn't get the varsity game, so that's okay. So no, I did the JV game.
You want me to phone a friend for you? Well, maybe somebody can get you on one of those games someday with some clout.
What was funny about it is I was more happy just to be reffing, so it was like, all right, yeah, I'll do the JV game, because normally I wouldn't even put in for it, but I was like, I think it was like on a Thursday or a Tuesday, one of those 2 days. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll get out there and go. Was it like 6:50 or 6:40? I'm like, I'll be home by 9 o'clock. I'm like, and the game took an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah. So that was the definite.
So what you're saying is you waved some icings, is what you're telling me you did there, right?
No, they literally just played up and down the ice the whole time.
Just checking, No. Listen, I mean, I think we get some really great hockey for Spring League for high school, because we get the AAA players that are allowed to come and play, and we get the Central States players that come and play. And I think we get some great hockey. Unfortunately, we go down from 4 down to 2 referees instead of 4. And I don't get that. I mean, to me, it should just be consistent, because we get better players in there. The level of some of these teams goes up. I saw way more intensity from some of these teams than we see during the regular season because they're just better. They've got better players playing with them. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah, it definitely changes. It's interesting to see some new faces out there too. So, but what's funny about it is from working all the hockey that I do, they're not exactly new faces for me. They're just in different uniforms today. So,
speaking of faces,
this
is the 2 hour. This is the 2 hour check your watch, Dad. 2 hours. It hasn't been 2 hours. Relax. Take a break. The squirrels will still be there. It's daylight.
Yes, I gave you another thumbs up.
Thumbs up, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. You know how many bags of peanuts I'm going through? I have to work an extra game a month just to buy peanuts now for the squirrels because.
What kind of peanuts do you buy? That's my question.
Non-salted. I buy the unsalted ones. I don't want.
Are they shelled?
I don't want to give the little squirrels high blood pressure. Okay. So
are they shelled?
Yes, of course, because they want to work on the shells. You know, they pull that shell off. They're really good. They take the skin off. I mean, they're good. It looks like a little ear of corn on the cob the way they spin that thing around. So now you know what I do all summer, huh?
Hang on. All right, hold on here. So you buy how big is the bag you're buying here, and how much?
Well, I bought 4 or 5 of the bags like this, and they went pretty quickly. So now I bought the big bags like this, and they just got those back.
The 5-pound bag.
I had to buy the salted peanuts. One I had to buy they had Cubs or Sox. So you guys want to guess which bag I bought? Did I buy the Cubs or the Sox bag? Because they had 2 of them on the shelf. It was Cubs or Sox.
You bought the Cubs one. I know you bought the Cubs one.
I actually bought the Sox just so I could say I bought the Sox. But, you know, I really wanted the Cubs bag, just so you know. But I thought maybe I'd get more peanuts in the Sox bag than I got in the Cubs bag for the same price.
I think they have a pretty good standard. Well, I can just tell you, if you go online, you can order a 25-pound box for $32. So they probably save you a lot of money.
Yeah. But, you know, they might get stale. I don't want the squirrels eating stale peanuts. You know.
They're going
you know how many
squirrels.
times I have to go out there to get rid of 32 pounds or whatever, 25 pounds of peanuts? I mean, I don't go over there and drop like a handful at the base of the tree. You know, we got to sit and wait. If Frank goes out there, I kid you not, we go sit in the park, the squirrels will come to us. They will come over to us. There was one the other day. He came out of the bushes and started to run. He's like, "Oh, it's Frankie. Oh, no, I'm good. I don't need to run. I'll just wait because I know I'm going to get some peanuts from you."
Hang on. Are you listening to yourself right now? I want you to play this back later and listen to it. I know. Just think about it from the outside, okay?
Like crazy. We're all a little it's summer, you know. We got something to talk about. We got to have something.
I think the big thing that we need to cover definitely is the day has come. It's upon us. USA Hockey has opened their registration.
See, I was trying to avoid this conversation.
So I did mine, Scott. We were under the wire, right? And you're like, how many windows you got running over there? What? It's just so slow. And I'm like, don't worry, I'll have this done right beforehand. And literally, we were like just about to come in, and Scott's going 5, 4, 3, and I'm like, I finished. I told you I'd be done. So I am registered for USA Hockey. Illinois isn't opening until July 1st. That's our tentative goal. So there's just a big difference this season than in the years past. Normally, you could go select your seminar at the USA Hockey website, and then you go to IHOA. This year, you have to go to IHOA and select your seminar, and these seminars will be built into the USA side after that happens. So you just have to register for your normal registration like you used to through USA Hockey. Don't pick a seminar. Pick a seminar off IHOA, and we'll manually add you into the seminar on USA Hockey.
Sounds good. So go register, everybody.
That's the big stuff. Yeah. $110. There you go.
How much did the registration fees increase this year? What did we pay before?
$95.
Yeah. Got to pay for those. Pay for those World Juniors.
I'll tell you, it was the players and coaches got the same percentage increase that we're getting. Yeah. So it had to be coming down the line. So there you go. So we just got an extra year. That was all.
Yeah. I'm curious. So referees, if you play hockey and you register for USA Hockey and you coach,
Yep.
your registration is good for coaching and for playing. But why do we have to buy a second registration? If we play in a rink and we have to buy USA Hockey registration, why do we have to buy one? Your dental? Is that what you're pointing at? Okay.
Yep. We have
That's
a
a great
different
answer.
policy.
I think a lot of people have always asked that question. So explain to them why you end up having to get a different policy.
Yeah, the dental's a big thing, and plus, too, we're probably more expensive to insure because we statistically don't wear as much equipment.
Yeah.
And when referees get injured, their injuries tend to be pretty significant, if you ever really notice. I mean, we do get banged up, bruises and stuff like that, but, when you take a puck in the mouth, 10 stitches is $2,000. If not more, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
So those bills do add up real quick. So I guarantee you it has something to do with that. And, just like we don't have to wear a mouthpiece. Okay, right. So there's no discount for us, trying to not have a concussion in a sport that,
Right.
The reason the mouthpiece is there is not from somebody taking your head off. It's from when you fall down and you snap your head back. Your bottom jaw slams into your top one, and that's what causes a concussion. So
See, I'm
we can
glad
still
I
have
actually
that
brought
happen
that up
often.
because that was a really good answer on that. I think a lot of guys were always like, why is that? So there's a very good answer. So I
Yep.
think that makes it very acceptable and appreciate that.
The only thing that grinds my gears, and I know USA is gonna change this. They've been talking about it. They just haven't implemented it yet. Is if you're a coach, you have one USA Hockey number. If you're a player, you have another USA Hockey number. And if you're a referee, you have a third USA Hockey number. So I know that they were talking about getting all three of those in line, just so that it's easier. But it would kill me because I know mine by heart.
I know my ref number. I know my ref number. Any of you parents
I've
that
had
ask
mine
me,
for
I
a
know
really
my
long
ref
time.
number. I'll just tell you to go look at the sheet. They'll know it too.
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got an interesting piece that I do want to share. Did I minimize this thing? Give me a second. Mark Bialco. Thank you, Mark. He sent me something yesterday, and it
right.
was the NHL referee salary scale. And I'm sure everybody
I saw
would be interested in this because
He
it's very
sent that to me
interesting.
too as well.
Yeah. All right. In the comments, how much do you think a starting referee makes in the NHL? How much do you think a starting referee makes in the NHL? Why don't you put it in the comments? Let's see what everybody thinks. Maybe they think
I
they're
answer?
gazillionaires. Maybe they think they're getting $75 a game. I don't know.
A lot more
See
than
if
$75 a game. And what's funny is it's a little bit higher than what I knew it was.
It is.
So
I
it's gone
agree
up.
with you. Now the question is this the same for the linesman? I don't see it says
No.
referee salary scale, so I think it's probably less for the linesman.
That's the referees.
That's the refs, yeah. And so our friend Mr. Peel, how many years did he have in the NHL?
16?
So he would have been at the max. He gave up a very,
think he
very
was at
nice
16.
salary. Yes. He was probably living large there off that salary. That was a pretty good salary he was making for an official. But when you compare it, if you have 16 years in that league and you think about what an average player makes, what is an average salary for an NHL player? Do you know?
A lot more than that.
What is the league minimum? It's got to be more than what a 16-year referee is getting. Are you checking it for me? Are you fact checking me?
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. We're putting Brad to work.
It
Man.
is.
Brad is good at this.
It's about 300,000 more than.
So
the referee.
what? Are they at like 700 or 750 for a?
750.
750 for league minimum. League minimum. New player in the NHL. Bench warmer. bench warmers, sit up in the press box and watch the games. You're making $750,000 a year. Okay. Referees with 16 years experience in the NHL, and I'm guessing they're working, 75, 100 games a year for that, I would think, don't even make $500,000. They make $482,226. I'm assuming it's U.S., so I don't know how that works for taxes because most of the NHL referees are Canadian, so I don't know if they're having to pay more tax out of that or not, and what the conversion would be for them. So that could be interesting too. I'm guessing the American referees actually make more money. So Kazari's probably bringing home more than one of his Canadian counterparts. By the way, he's working the finals. I don't know if you saw.
I know
that.
He is. I saw.
Yeah, so congratulations to him because he was a Chicago guy before he went. Isn't he living in Vegas though? Isn't that a little weird that he would be out there working the finals? That he lives in Vegas? Just saying, that might be a little. I mean, let's face it. Toronto had the big controversy with Macaulay being there, doing the series. So that's interesting that being that he is from there, because if it was the Olympics and he was American, he wouldn't be working an American game. But, you're in the NHL true. As an NHL referee. You live in that city, which means you're probably working more games in that rink than anywhere. And yet you get put on that final. And I'm not discounting that he's earned that to be there, but, is it a homer situation? That's what you have to look at, because that's why they won't let our best guys work at a Canadian U.S. game, and we've got some of the best people possible that are at those games.
All right, Scott, it was a lot longer than I thought.
Here we go.
Because he was let go in 2021. It's longer than I thought. I knew it was up there.
Talking about Tim?
I couldn't. I mixed him up with somebody because he started in 99.
All right, max ref salary, $430,000. Bonuses in excess of 20 paid for each playoff round. So, you could possibly be making $500,000 a year. Lineys or less. I got to bring that back up. It's on a timer, so I'll show it.
Yeah, it's like $120.
Thank you for that.
20,000 less.
Yeah, here I'm going to invite everybody here. Let's do this. I don't know what I can't do it from here. I was going to put it into the broadcast, but I can't do that, and that's what I was attempting to do because I've got a link that I could have. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I could do it this way, I believe. Yep, let's do that. So there's a link.
As I say, post it.
If you check that, if you click that link, then you won't be as anonymous as you were before, and we appreciate your not being anonymous. So starting salary for next season, $220,000, $220,000 and $600,000. That's the starting salary for a first-year incoming referee for the NHL next year.
It's a lot more than what it used to be.
A lot more than the AHL pays, I'm sure.
$375 a game.
Is that what a ref gets, or is that what a liney gets?
That's what a ref gets if you're a local ref.
So what if you're on
more.
A lot of the refs are on two-way contracts with the NHL for
they make the same amount as the NHL.
So they would be making that. They would be making that $220,000 salary, or would they, if they've done that for a couple years, would they be on the 2 or 3 or 4 year plan, whatever that salary would be?
I think they move up just like everybody else.
Okay.
But I'm not exactly sure.
That's a big difference if you're a local ref coming out and you're the second band on a game and you're getting $375 and your partner is a two-way NHL referee. He's making a lot more money than you are.
Yeah, but you got to remember when the NHL signed you to that two-way contract, that's to get you developed into the NHL and stay in the NHL for many years. They're investing for you to do nothing but hockey. They don't want you having to go get a job with the police department or something like that. So they're investing in you to play hockey. Or to officiate.
I agree with that. I think if you look at the AHL, they should be investing in their local refs. I look at I I don't want to mention any name, but the person I'm thinking of has worked Olympic Games and worked everywhere around the world, and one of the best local officials, not in the state currently, comes around. But so probably know who I'm talking about. But I'm sure all that work, I guarantee he probably does not make a six-figure salary as a referee. If he does, I would be very surprised by that with all the games that he does and all the travel and everything else. So I just feel like I think that they should be investing in some of these better people and trying to develop them and get them in so that it is a career and they can be 100%, locked into doing this if this is what they choose to do. Yeah, okay, Frank, I got you. Do you have anything you want to say? You want to share any thoughts, Frankie? You just want to. Okay, good girl. Yeah, she wants to see squirrels. Trust me. So anyway, that's a little bit about what's going on. I mean, looking forward to tonight's game. I'll get to see a little bit of it. Didn't get to see game one because I had to work. I had an event that night.
I can't. I'm waiting for. What time is game 2 tonight? Do you know? I didn't look.
Why don't you fact check that one? I'm guessing
I'm working on it.
7:30. I would think 7.
Probably 7.
Yeah.
7 o'clock. Because think about one's on the east, one's on the west.
Because I didn't get half the games.
They're all on
Fubo.
They're all on. Yeah, they're all on TNT and TBS, buddy.
Are you serious? Then I won't even get the game. They put the Stanley Cup on TBS or TNT. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, well then I can't even watch it. I don't get that. I was getting the games off ESPN because I have Fubo. So thanks, Fubo, for the $90 a month you charge me. I can't even watch the damn game.
No, I got them all bad. Let's see here. You can watch TNT on anywhere for free. I'm working on it for you.
Yeah, I probably have to get a 1 week trial subscription to somebody and give them my credit card.
Yeah, that's what it looks like,
I'll say
buddy.
hello to Joe Prescott. Made it to the show today. Thank you, Joe. Always appreciate your being here. Investing. Come on, Scotty. Sometimes supervisors do not even talk to local officials. Wow. Gee, that's sad. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Didn't know that. That's sad. I think that's wrong. You got a local guy that's that passionate and has worked that hard to get there. You should be trying to help him get to the next level if that's what he wants to do. I'm sorry. That's wrong. That's just plain wrong. Put me on the record for that one. That's wrong. Wrong. Not cool. Not cool.
Got you going.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, because,
that's how it is.
we have so many really good officials here in the Chicagoland area, and numerous officials here are currently working in the A or have worked in the A. And those people are good people. They work very hard to get there. They come out and you'll see them at a Pee Wee or a Bantam game, and they give all the effort in the world. They do a great job. They help their co-official that's out there with them, their co-workers, to be better and, try to teach them and help them. For a league not to extend that same courtesy to those people, because that is going to pass down. If you share something with that official at that A game, then guess what? That same official is going to share that down at a intense varsity game or a midget AAA game or something where it's great hockey, and those officials have worked hard to get to that point, and they could be better officials with that information. So I think that's wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now that we've pissed in your
let's see.
Wheaties.
The next level only goes through the combine now. Yeah. Well, things that make you go, Yeah. Okay.
It's not my league.
Yeah. Well, interesting, like the NHL's taking some flack because they don't hire, referees with, grassroots experience that have got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 games under their belt. They want to go hire some guy that played in college that's never reffed a game in his life and I think you saw that, especially in the early rounds of the playoffs, when you saw a little, like, you stepped on the stick and it's overtime and a penalty is assessed and it changes the game and the outcome of the playoff series. So I think maybe you wouldn't have that if you are hiring guys that have some experience and know, when to put the whistle away and let guys play hockey, or vice versa when you really do need to call something because it's necessary. All right, let's see what else we got here. A couple more before we go. We stayed our 45 minutes. I said we'd stay 45 minutes. I got a busy night too. If you can skate at the level, you ain't fit for the job. If you can't, I agree with that. But we have guys that can skate that level. We have had numerous officials working that league that demonstrate that they can skate at that level. Still not being given an opportunity. I get you can be a great skater. It doesn't mean you're a good referee. Doesn't mean you're a good linesman. Go out to here's a good one. How many times have you been to an NHL preseason game and they have officials out there that are coming up working some of their first games? And as referees, what do we watch? We watch the officials when we go to those games. We don't watch the players. We watch the officials. And we count the number of missed offsides calls and number of missed icings and everything else that goes along with it. And this is what you're hiring. You get what you pay for. Sorry. All right, you got me going.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't think they hire all the officials based on speed. I don't think it's a speed check. I mean, how fast do you have to be to get from one blue line to the next blue line? You just need to beat everybody else there. You don't have to be the fastest guy in the league. If you got your feet moving and you can get there and you're doing the job and you're covering the line, you've done what you're supposed to do. It's not like we got a three-man system in the NHL. I saw that one night in Chicago a few years back. It was kind of fun to watch because guess what? He went top of the circle to top of the circle. Everything that USA Hockey would tell us, don't do that. You got to get to the goal line. He went top of the circle to the top of the circle. Nobody came down. Once, finally, in the third period, a linesman came down and covered the goal line. One time. And did he make any, not the line, did the referee make any calls to the other side of the ice, on the side he wasn't on? No. Every call he made was only on his side of the ice going up and down. He never made a call on the opposite side, probably because he didn't feel he had as good a view. There was not a single call from that side of the ice that he wasn't on. So, that was fun to watch. You sit there and
I'm sure the lines didn't cover because they were just busy laughing at the guy. That's all that was.
Probably.
I'm sure they were just razzing him the whole time.
He was gone like 5 or 10 minutes into the game. He left. You could see he was sick when they were out there for the national anthem. He had a bottle of water, and he was just you could tell he was not well, and he left.
He tried.
Yeah, he gave it the effort and left. I'm not discounting that. I didn't say, you should have stayed out there. I mean, I've seen some of our guys stay out there. Brad, you know this. We've seen some guys stay out there when they probably shouldn't have been out there. They paid the price for it. We've seen that. But, that's just part of the game. You're sick, you're sick. Yep. There's nothing, it's like if you're, are you hurt or are you injured? Guys that are hurt, they play. Guys that are injured can't play. So I didn't bring that up. That wasn't my point. My point was just being, I think we have some local officials that are good enough to move up and have that opportunity, or at least the opportunity to prove that they can't do it. Either way, it's all about experience. All right. Well, that's enough. I got one more comment here from Mr. Prescott. Let's see what Joe says. I do not know what flack you are hearing about, Scotty. As long as the National League Board of Governors is on board, the flack does not matter. Yeah, okay. Well, I hear there's flack from Mr. Bettman right now. I hear he's not very well loved by a lot of the owners and management of.
I hear their viewership is down in the NHL, so that'll be that. The flack will eventually matter there.
Yeah, let's not kid ourselves. You have a Florida and Las Vegas final for the NHL. Had that
And here I
been,
am
you know,
watching
had
it.
that been, you know, Rangers and Los Angeles Kings or something, had that been, you know, anything but, like, this is probably one of the worst
Rangers and the
scenarios they
Hawks.
could have had for a televised, you know, for viewership. It's unfortunate because they're still two great teams. They've worked super hard to get there. You're still going to see great hockey. They just don't have that fan base. And I'm not discounting. I think Vegas has done a phenomenal job. 6-year NHL team, phenomenal job. They've been to the finals. They built an audience. They built passion. That building is nothing but excitement when you see it on TV and the people that are there. They have done nothing shy of perform miracles in that city. And I'm sure Florida's in the same boat. You know, that's tough. You're down in the Fort Lauderdale area, not the biggest hockey mecca of America, but you know, you have more and more people that have transplanted. Canadians down there, a lot of them go down there and retire. You have a lot of people from the East Coast that go down there. So I'm sure they're doing very well, and they love their team and they're embracing it. But it's not the television viewership that you would have in, you know, a couple of the major markets. And that's the big thing. You know, they're arguing Phoenix, like, are they going to move Phoenix now? You know, they didn't get the deal done on the arena, so they're kind of in limbo, hoping one of the owners of another team there will take them and keep them in Phoenix somehow. But, you know, I've been to Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, great place, really nice building, the Delta Center. Gee, that place is ready to put an NHL team in. Nobody's ever talked about Milwaukee. Why is Milwaukee not talked about? They have the Admirals. They're an hour and a half from Chicago, an hour from most of the suburbs in Chicago. We have numerous players that play in Wisconsin that live in Illinois. I don't see why they couldn't be talking about putting a team in Milwaukee. You know, the Hawks do well enough when they have a team that they can certainly support it. And I don't see why they couldn't support another team up there, an NHL team. And yet nobody's ever talked about, oh, Milwaukee getting the team. You know, they talk about going back to Atlanta for a third time. I don't see that unless you're just planning on giving Canada another team at some point. You know, they're going to go to Hamilton or whatever. So it'd be interesting to see. All right, we still got more comments coming here. Let's look at this last one before we go. I keep saying we're going to go. Frankie wants to go. NHL officials rarely have to reach their top speed. And if they do, it's usually because they're either out of position or something drastic changed quickly. It's a lot more about positional anticipation and agility. Stay out of the way. For official system changed all the way since you don't have to do the goal line, et cetera, et cetera. Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why, you know, when somebody brought up, well, you know, can you be fast enough to do it? I think we have a lot of officials that can certainly do that. And yes, it is anticipation. It is being able to read the play. It's about keeping your feet moving. And if you're a newer official,
there's tricks.
And if you find that you are you know, getting bumped a lot by players, or you're just not getting to where you go, like you feel like you're a deer in headlights at a varsity game when you got 3 guys coming at you full speed and there's nowhere for you to go except into the boards or over the boards. I learned this a long time ago. Keep your feet moving. Skate circles out there. Works miracles. Gives you an opportunity. If your feet are moving, you can get out of the way. And it's no different if you're a player. You know, if you're a player waiting to receive a puck, you know, at the top of the circle, if you keep your feet moving and going and the puck comes to you, you're going to be going a lot faster than if you are at a dead stop receiving that puck. And you are going to have to start from there, start from scratch. So you watch all the good centers. What do? They turn. They come through that slot area. They move. They're in a circle because their feet are moving. That's how they get out of there so quick. It's no different for refs. Refs just got to keep the circle going so they can go backwards or circle and forward. That's all. So, all right. With that being said, we're off next week. We do every other week for the summer, right? Brad's going to nod his head.
Yep.
Who are you rooting for tonight, Brad?
Florida.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I think a lot of people are. I think
games.
that's a pretty big consensus.
Yeah. Well, I think they played so well all these rounds. Up till now, I didn't see the game the other night. I guess I may not ever see another game as long as I live based on having Fubo.
Not unless you get a new cable subscription, buddy.
Yeah, that's not going to be happening. I'll tell you that right now. The NHL doesn't want me to watch, then don't give it to my provider. So anyway, that's another viewer you won't have that you would have had. But yeah, I'm going for Florida. I hope they have a great game. I hope Bob is on his game tonight because that's what they need. Kachuk
you know what I'll do?
has been amazing.
I'll call you. I'll call you on FaceTime, and you can watch the game through my phone.
Thanks, man. I'll go on YouTube and have somebody. I did that one night to look at it, and they didn't have anything on. It was the dude standing there, and all he was doing was talking. It's like, are you kidding me? Goodbye. Right? All right.
Well,
all right, guys. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next a week from Monday, 5:30, right here on the Ref Room. We'll post it. Make sure you hit the notifications so you're notified. And you have a great couple weeks. Enjoy the game tonight. I hope I get to see it somehow. I'll go somewhere. All right. You guys have a good one. On behalf of Brad Baumruck, I am Scott Smokin Silz from Chicago. Peace out. And from Frankie, because Frankie wants to go see squirrels. Goodbye.